How do you say that? So today is the day that I should take my first flight on this paramotor.
I feel like at this point we should just like reuse footage from earlier. Because, you know, we've said this a few times before and we could be on the road. Like, just
for those
go back in.
If you don't know, this is my 4th time thinking that this was the day I was going to fly. And the best windows for paramotoring are in the morning and in the evening. And what's been happening is, like, if you wait long enough for all the dew to dry on the grass, then you start slipping into, you know, midday winds that aren't good for new pilots. So this time, we're trying evening, and we're gonna see how that works.
Hope it goes well.
Time to drive. We are here. A couple of my classmates are already hanging from the simulator, practicing, doing their thing. I think we're mostly here just like to kill time. It's, what is it, maybe 2:30?
Something like that.
2:30, and it's gonna be too hot and thermally to fly right now. I'm just guessing, but I think come like 6:30, the window starts to open and we start to look again. I wish I knew my clouds a little better. Like these back here are clearly like, you know, cumulus thermally clouds. But these like stretchy ones right above, I think that's good news. But I'm still waiting for my book to come in, because
What I know about clouds, that one's white and puffy.
all right. Marco remains confident that today is fly day. He's going to have me kite with the motor on running down the hill, which is perhaps my least favorite thing in the world to do. And I normally wear this like high-tech fabric shirt. I just thought today was going to be not so much work, so I wore this cotton thing, and this is going to be a mistake.
You know, if it's any consolation, that lady when we were in the Wendy's drive-thru called you Captain America, so...
I got that going for me. Yeah, I should have worn my Superman shirt since he flies. But you get what
Lame.
You get. So he tested the air.
And it's great, and we're gonna fly.
He liked what he
fly.
saw, and this has never happened before. And he told me to get my helmet.
Fly it back that way. Give yourself plenty of room to turn around, lose some altitude, and line yourself up.
Okay.
Right here.
Take myself to the edge of the field there, come on back this way, land here-ish.
Yep, ideally. Now you might end up over there, you might end up over there, it's fine. Just focus on your landing. It doesn't matter so much where you land.
All right. Yeah, good idea.
All right. And if something doesn't look good, you're just not gonna go, okay? Clear prop. A little bit of power.
And I didn't realize how much that air was moving. I'm still not 100% sure. Like Marco would say, you pulled too much brake and that's why you're oscillating. In my head, maybe you guys will tell me when you fly, when you get over those trees, the wind got real bumpy. And that, like, I thought that, I don't know what's right. But to me, I was like, every time I get over those trees, I'm moving around. I was scared the whole time. I was scared the whole time. I was scared when I launched. I was scared to land. I was scared to fly. Marco did good though. I tell you, Marco talked the whole time, which is what I needed. And I didn't talk back to him. I was almost gonna tell him, like, just keep talking. I really appreciate this, because I needed that so much. But yeah, and when we got to the ground, I don't know. I'll do better next time. I like forgot to run. Like it wasn't that I was at the wrong angle or this or that. After my feet hit, it was like right, skipped a step. You know, you run. So next time that won't happen. I'm a good 150 feet from where I was aiming, so that's a thing. But this spot wasn't bad. I'm a pilot, not a good one, but
Yeah.
so that's a thing. Who's next?
You are again.
Wait, what? Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes since I landed. My motor's there. It's undamaged. It's ready to fly again.
Mm-hmm.
Hope said we should talk post-flight.
Because I think, give your honest impressions on what it's like to defy the laws of nature and fly.
Oh my gosh. So here, I'll talk you through the whole thing. I ran and it's weight on your shoulders, right?
75-ish pounds.
Yeah, I was telling, that's with fuel and everything. Anyway, so I feel like I can run with that weight on my back at like 2.5, 3 miles an hour. And then there's a certain like trust that you have to give it, that if you go faster, it will start carrying itself. And I've never done that. I haven't left the ground until just now. So it was like, all right, I don't want to use lightning because that's like the thing. It was reducing its weight. The wing was pulling it up, and I'm like, okay, now we're going like 4 miles an hour, and it's upholding its end of the bargain. So, like, I'll try 6, and at 8 or something, I started to fly, and I didn't like shoot right up into altitude like maybe they wanted that. I don't know. Because there was a little part of me that was like, all right, 25, 30 feet, that's cool. Don't go crazy about this. And shucks, he asked for more throttle, and the throttle control on this it's a skill, right? The throttle moves like 2 inches maybe, I don't know. And when he asks for more throttle, you have to give it like an 1/8 or a 1/4. It's hard to work. It takes time, like maybe a video game controller does. Ever hand it to your dad and see how he's like looking at the sky and the floor? This is a similar thing. Like there's not a lot of travel, and in my head, I ease on the throttle almost mockingly slow, like all right, don't be erratic. I'm like, you think I'm gonna be so not erratic that you're gonna hardly know. And that, I think that level of like smoothness is what he actually wants. Anyway, I went around, and I don't even know if the first landing was supposed to be one, but eventually I just did lap after lap after lap, and he could see that I wasn't going to land where he wanted me to land, so he'd be like, give it gas, try again. And I kept doing that until eventually I landed. And I forgot to...
safe and sound, and it was all good.
Safe and sound, but not sexy. So, so there's a guy flying right now. He's a student like me, but he doesn't want to be filmed. So, but the next guy does, so maybe you'll see him, I don't know. He's coming in. Oh, he seems like he's slow, which is great. As landing, same level as mine. I'm cheering for him.
You could have had some warning there.
Sorry. Anyway, it was fun. It was frightening, and I think I'm gonna do it again today. So,
Fingers crossed.
anything you want to add?
It's like standing next to the worst Yankee Candle of all time.
Hey guys, it's Woody. I thought that rather than set my second flight to music, which is what you're about to watch, I would talk you through it and let you know what I was seeing and feeling and thinking and how things went and my evaluation of it. So here we go. So one thing you need to know is that I spent maybe 7 minutes, 10 minutes just standing here. I cut a lot of it out for you, but I was just standing there waiting for a gust of wind. When you get a little headwind, that's like speed you don't need to run. You know, hypothetically, if it takes 8 miles an hour to take off and the wind's coming at you at 5, I only need to run 3 to get the airspeed across my wing to make it launch. But there was no gust coming, and I mention that because I kind of burned out my legs, and this isn't a great launch. It works, I get in the air, but it's not the greatest, and I think it had something to do with fatigue. Alright, so here we are in slow-mo, and in my defense, I should mention, my first takeoff was great, but my second one's not so good, and we're going to look at it real carefully. So, checking around, come on baby, do something cool. Here we go. So what you're about to see is I launch and the wing comes up okay, but it kind of gets in front of me a bit. Maybe I should have ran harder, maybe I should have given it more brake or a combination of the two. But if you look at the wing, it gets unloaded. So rather than lifting up, it's just kind of floating above me, even sinking. And I'd have to make up extra ground speed. I start running super fast to do that. But now I'm running super fast and the wing's not doing its job and I'm stumbling. Do you see this? I'm barely going there. I made a quick decision and I was like, this stumble, I'm either going to fall on my face or I'm going to take off, and I just floored it. I floored it and it flew like it was supposed to. And at this point, I know damn well that my instructor's not proud of this takeoff. But I also know that it, you know, look, I guess if you're to rate a takeoff in like a binary way, successful and unsuccessful, it was successful. So at this point, I'm shaking around a little bit. The winds are bumpier than they were before, especially in this part I'm coming to. And do you see how I'm like sort of wagging underneath it like a, I don't know, a ball on a string, a pendulum, you know, just twisting around? Not twisting, but, you know, wagging back and forth. In this video, it looks pretty chill, and I've come to like intellectually get that it was pretty chill. At no point in this whole thing was I about to just like drop from the sky. But it takes, for me anyway, a little bit of airtime to start getting comfortable with it. And Marco said something during this flight that was exactly what I needed. He's like, you know, Woody, just take a moment. He sends me up to like 300 feet in the air and he's like, enjoy the view, take it in, like, you know, do what you want. It's taking me a couple attempts, I'm watching myself, to get in the seat. And you see I'm kicking my feet. He asks me on the radio, like, hey, kick your feet if you can hear me. And I do. And then he says, kick your feet if you're having fun. And this time I do. Funny, he asked that question in the first flight and I didn't. I just put those feet together, and this is a nice shot. I just put those feet together and didn't do a thing. But this time, you know, I'm just cruising. Those clouds are not particularly scary looking, if you know what to look for in clouds. And I go up a little extra high, and God, like every second that I'm up there is a second that I get a little bit more chill with this whole unnatural situation of sitting in a chair up in the sky. But yeah, I know how to do it. Oh, and I wanted to talk about like the minutes I spent beforehand. I kind of like the way that Marco like sets up his classes. There are some instructors who will, you know, grab you by the chest straps and throw you into the sky right away, you know, like you're flying really quickly. And by the way, I'm not talking about Eric. I think people are going to misinterpret this. I'm not talking about Eric in Florida. The Phase guys actually flew in 6 or 7 days. And I would have too had we nailed the weather, but it turned out to be like 8 or 9. I forget. So it's you know, it's really right there in the same ballpark. People have this idea that the phase guys flew in 3 days, when in reality I think it was 3 videos or something. But back on topic, there are instructors that will get you up super early. And Marco's style is a little bit different. He just makes sure that you're like 120% mastered on a given, you know, aspect of the training, and then once you're there, you go on to the next aspect of the training. And you know, I feel like that works for me. I am incredibly impatient, and if you gave me the opportunity to kill myself on day 1, I might have jumped at it. But that's not how he runs the class, so it turned out to be a pretty good fit. I still intend to go back there for my next flights because I feel like I need it. I feel like I'm not ready to fly solo just yet, but it might be my last day, the next one. We'll see what it looks like afterwards. But, you know, as it is right now, I like the idea of having training at least one more time. So a lot of people have asked me, was this a mistake? Like, did you do the right thing? Are you enjoying it? And like, let's say there was a fun meter that went from 0 to 10. In my first few seconds of flight, it was a 2. Other people might 10 it immediately. I don't know, but I was scared. And but look at this. Look at how amazing this is. I wish I was doing it right now as I make this video. This has the potential to be an 11 on that meter. It's incredible. And I currently sit at maybe a 6 or something. Every second I'm up there, I enjoy it more than the second before. I'm getting the nerves out. I'm getting a little more time under the wing. I'm feeling more competent and confident at what I'm doing. But what I'm about to do is turn up the volume and let you hear what happened in this crash landing. There's a kill switch on the throttle because you got to kill the motor as you land. And I press it against the risers, which is what those strings are called that connect the wing to your motor. And as I come in for a landing, I make a mistake and I accidentally kill the engine, and here it is.
Oh shit, it's stalled. It's stalled.
Okay, keep flying, little right brake. It's fine, little right brake. You're gonna run straight down the runway. You're gonna land down the runway. Stay over the runway. Relax, Woody. Relax. Not too much brake. Get out of your seat. Get out of your seat. Flare hard. Flare hard. Flare hard. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Run it off. Run it off. Run it off. Give me a thumbs up if you're okay.
I just landed flight number 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you call that a landing, I don't know.
It was a landing. It's
Yeah.
not a great one.
So what I thought happened in my head, I haven't looked at the footage yet. I thought when I blipped the throttle, the motor went down. Because, you know, sometimes it does that. You can give it too much gas and a motor will die. Both Hope and the instructor saw that I pushed the kill switch into the riser, which is those strings that connect to the wing. And I killed it as I was trying to land. So I wasn't supposed to land there. We had decided that I was coming in too fast or something was wrong, too high. Mm-hmm. And we were going to do another lap and try it again. It's a nice thing about a paramotor compared to a paraglider. You get all the tries you want.
Lap.
Yeah, it's
Got till you run out of gas.
go ahead, coach, give me another lap. So but I hit the kill switch and it was like, all right, we're landing. Fortunately, like the way that this place is laid out, there's a landing strip in almost every direction. Like maybe I'll get some drone footage. I don't know, because it's getting dark and I can't get drone footage because people are flying. But there's landing strips in 3 different directions here. So like when
You missed one.
Yeah,
You got another one to go back
it's like,
on.
yeah, there's a landing strip right there. So so I went in on that. This time I tried to run, but like I guess, I don't know if I freaked out on my brakes. I'll have to review the tape, but I started like wagging too much and
I think there was an element of things weren't going as perfectly as they're supposed to. So like the plan got thrown off a little bit.
Yeah.
So you got thrown off a little bit and you just got a little scared, but everything is fine.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happened is you're a little dirty.
Yeah, my knees are really dirty.
Okay, don't fall.
But it's okay. Like everything's all right. Now, one thing that I was hoping that I would fly, everything would go so smoothly. I'd be like, I'm totally ready to fly out of my front yard.
We'll be back.
That's the deal. I need more instruction. Oh, I want to clear one thing up. Some silly people in the last one were saying that like Marco was keeping us on the ground so that we keep. That's crazy. Yeah, it's not even his business model. The way it works, you pay and then you just take lessons until you're done with lessons.
It's a flat fee up front, and then whenever you can come back, you come back.
Yeah. So the reason that I hadn't flown before is because
it wasn't safe.
I wasn't ready. It wasn't safe, etc. So anyway, there's
another guy going for his
2
second
flights.
time.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I went a little higher and I got some more time in the air. And one thing that is working is, like, I was scared the first flight, scared almost the whole time. And this time, Marco, I like the decision he made. He's like, you know what? Go a little higher. Go up to like 250, 300 feet. Enjoy it. The sky is beautiful. Look around. And I just got a little less like, oh my God, I'm about to fall out of my lawn chair in the sky. You know, like, and a little more like, oh, other people do this. This works. I'm okay.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
We're in a beautiful location. We really are.
So.
Sit down, breathe, relax.
Yeah, I'm learning to fly. All right, it's midnight. We are home. And I have to say, I feel like it was a successful day. If it were wildly successful, like my wildest dreams included being good enough to fly from my house. But maybe there's a in between, like maybe I can do bunny hops from somewhere. I don't know. But I definitely need a little more training, and I flew. I am one of the world's most recent pilots. Yeah. And that feels good. So I don't know, definitely some real progress that was made today. And I'm psyched for that. All right, good night.
Multi-million-dollar deals, got $1 million deal. When I was younger, I would wonder how $1 million feel. And for real, it feel like I ain't even broke a seal. Cause when you drop hits, they want you to pick up the bill. Now my life is in Maryland, my heart is in Chicago. New York state of mind, but out LA, man, that's where I go. When I need to lay this shit down, so much on my mind, that's the reason I'm spitting now. Finally running the game and everybody tripping now, but I could give it